Hello, hello, it is Glog 9 time. Guess what we're playing? Guess what? I felt bad about leaving the Glog 8 so abruptly that I decided to, give some additional thoughts on the ending of Manifold Garden. I hope they saved our progress. Okay, good. So, I just wanna. I just forgot how expansive this thing is. And how quite ear piercing the music in this part is. So what occurs is oh, it just it took a second. What is that? Oh my. Probably some kind of glitch, isn't it? I don't know. But what do we see here? Oh, it was the last level. I remember this now. Honestly, there was some part in the back of my mind that like attributed this to the earlier levels. You know how the earlier levels had each of their stages like this had a that like ring of columns, and like when we finished all the levels it seemed to be like almost a I don't know how to show you. It was just like, can I show you? I doubt I can, but like, yeah, but remember that ring of columns that you see every time you close a level? Well, I feel like this final one is just that, right? But strangely, it's like centered on one axis instead of having like one ring being here and then one ring being oriented that way and one ring being oriented that way and one ring oriented that way and that way. It's like everything's layered on top of each other in a single plane. Like they're all in this blue plane, which is a bit weird, right? You wouldn't just favor one color like that, I don't think. Maybe it's an homage to the very first level, because that's the blue level as well. I do wonder what this means. Like, you go into this like church atmosphere that characterizes the end of every single level, right? And it's nothing's really changed about it. And then instead of going to like, that thing, like where you put that block in the that little holder and it makes a new god tree, right? You instead end up in this ramp of stairs. And here's where like the teleportation gets like wonky as high hell, right? And everything's still oriented in the blue level, and it remains oriented in the blue level. I wonder why. Looking for secrets, honestly. And of course, they upped the ante on the lights as well. This reminds me of like um uh one of those like rich people's houses where they have like this giant foyer and like maybe a patio, and it's just like this, and they have huge windows, something like a greenhouse here. I don't know. Doesn't feel very religious, honestly. More like richness, like someone who's very rich would own it. And you forgo the typical. Can I go back to one example? You forgo the typical these types of doors and go towards this huge, like, and very simple portal. And I wonder why. Because this has become like a symbol of going from one place to another. But having this here, it's very sparse. It's very, I don't know. This reminds me of like the modernism art movement, how they rejected ornamentalism in favor of more simplistic stuff. My sister's upstairs, so I'm gonna stay quiet for a bit. Hmm. I was silently experimenting here. Mic went upside down. I think I have. Okay. Um. Wait, what if it was so large that like there was secrets to be had if you went in it upside down? Maybe. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Oopsies. Okay, let's go back. What I saw was that you may have seen based on how I moved. I saw that these stained glass windows match the structure of this gate here, this huge gate, right? Except for one thing. This gate is not symmetrical, in terms of like up versus down. Like the up is not the same as the down one, right? Whereas here, it is symmetrical, mostly, I think. Um, except for the fact that like this bottom part seems a bit thinner than this top part, or maybe I'm reading that wrong, or maybe this top part is more thinner than this bottom part, but like one of them's thinner than the other. But that's the only sense of like non-symmetrical nature of this. It's still very symmetrical, and you can still see like these like these ornaments here. I thought they looked kind of like eyes, but when you look here, they're these bases of the pillars, right? That's what I'm seeing. And you can see this huge stretch of like pillars between these and these, which corresponds to these huge columns here and here on the sides, right? Isn't that cool? I just noticed that, right? Very strange, but I do see the resemblance. This does resemble that huge gate. And I still see resemblances in here too. Like, they also have this huge middle space with very sparse decoration, except these column-like vertical lines. It's very cool. You can draw lots of stuff from this. Nice shadows, though. Anyways, let's move on. Enough dilly-dallying. So when you enter the finale, this ramp of stairs, it's like it's very dominated by this church atmosphere, or this like this there's lots of pillars, there's lots of stairs. It's like you're climbing into heaven, right? I think that's the analogy they're going for. This is still the same glass windows as before. I noticed the cross here. I don't know if that's intentional. um and then you go here, and it's, oh, I just noticed. It was like the earlier one that we were. Okay. It was like the earlier one that we had like 2 rooms ago. That one. But it's like stretched out to ad infinitum, right? It's stretched out ad infinitum. Let's see if we can go find another gate here. See? We're here again. I don't know what that's saying. I do notice that there's a repeating motif of like stairs, and then this type of room, and then stairs again, right? And then this type of room again. But this is to a much larger scale. Literally, it's quite infinite. I don't know what this means though. And then we come to stairs again. We're continuing the pattern. And there doesn't seem to be anything different in these stairs. And all of a sudden we come here, right? Which I guess furthers the analogy of the rich person's building, you know? Like what you see here is very rich. It's very something you'd imagine a rich person to live in, right? And it feels like, you know, the exterior of that like rich person's interior rooms type of stuff, right? This feels like we're going outside that building now. And you've got these decorations in between, which I don't know what these symbols mean. Are they supposed to mean something? Strange how we can go outside the portal and still puts us here. What's this portal for, though? I don't know what this portal is for. That's the weird thing. Anyways, um, what does this mean? Because we've obviously reached the true ending, right? We've reached the best ending, maybe. I don't know. And we see this, right? I've always been like troubled over the fact that like at each end of the level we can't really go back and see all the wonderful architecture or environments that we encountered on all the levels. It's like when we finish a level, it's not like we're deleting only the dark stuff, we're deleting everything, right? Um and we just can't go back, right? And like I guess the implied problem here is that the dark thing's uh an infectant, right? It's like corrupting this beautiful um geometric world, right? And once we've cleared it of the darkness, which is what I assume we've done, right? Um we get this, right? And I've always like it's very strange that like we come here because it still has the infinitum properties of like most, if not all, the other levels. Like, I know that in the rainbow level, especially, we see a much broader atmosphere in each of the rooms we see, whereas in each of these six, I guess, one color levels, I call them, you're often like going through dark tunnels, you're going through places that are very cramped, that are very like, um, confined inside a room or some little space inside a building, right? And then when you do get infinite spaces, they're very like infinite in like two directions instead of three, right? And now in the later levels, you get like, um, I remember, you know, the last level where it was like, at least one of the last levels where it's like, um, a a bunch of stairs. It felt like um, I can't really go back, can I? I want to see if I can go back. No, I don't think I can go back. But it was like, it had like, um, infinite like it was infinite in like every direction. You know, you could go like forward and it would be infinite. You go backward and it'd be infinite. You go left and right and it would still be infinite. And I think you can go up and it would be infinite, right? Or maybe no, you couldn't go up or down, only to a certain. But like, I felt like those types of infinities they were very much more complex than the earlier ones. And now you come here, and it's like, not only is like it's not like, you know how the earlier infinities were like confined to like um certain space by some boundary, right? By some like plane of like opaque material that would just um prevent you from going further in one direction. You could only go forward like in like two directions, like up and down, not up and down, well, direction is very subjective, but like forward and backwards, and left and right, those were the only ways you can go like infinitely. And now here you can go up infinitely. You can go down infinitely, and it's not really defined by a physical space. Like it's more open space now than it is buildings, right? Like it feels like the buildings are merely just structures in this endless world rather than like and like some endless path defined by these buildings, right? I don't know if that makes sense. I'm just blabbering on. Anyways, strange that we get rainbow water now. Rainbow water, strange. I want to see what these water pads are. I don't know if I've explored them fully. Huh. Okay, let's see. Oh, they're just fountains, aren't they? Anything of note? No, I don't think there's anything here. It's just the finale. Typical secrets would be like found in the earlier levels, I bet. And of course, there's the discussion of like, secret rooms, right? There's always the secret rooms, and they are like, they raise all sorts of possibilities because of the fact that like they represent something unique. It's that it's not really infinite, like it doesn't repeat uniformly at least, but there are discrepancies. And what do those discrepancies make? Like, what can you make of them? What do they imply about the world? And similarly, you don't really see yourself, right? Even though this is infinite, if I were to peer out there, I wouldn't see myself. It's like we're only able to be at one place at one time, whereas everything else is repeated forever. Well, we're not. What does that say about us, right? And now we come to the last thing that we see before the ending, which is this small tunnel. And now we come here. We're completely past what seems to be the world, apparently, and we're entering into white space. Um, that's just weird, isn't it? We're going from confined infinities to more expansive infinities, where the infinity itself defines the space and not the things that are in it. Much like the buildings in infinity in the last room. And now we come to infinity itself, where like the material gradually goes away until we're left face to face with infinity itself without anything else. Are there any Easter eggs? I wonder. Are there? Are there any Easter eggs? I doubt we can climb on the walls. We cannot climb on the walls. And my phone just had a notification. What is this? Oh, Instagram. Shut up. Um, and I mentioned about earlier the water wheels, right? The water wheels, because like, why would you put them here? Isn't it strange? Like, you need water here in order to like generate energy, but no, and it becomes a portal, right? Strange. And this portal isn't like that blank slate portal we saw. It's still kind of decorated. You can see the water wheel outlines here for one, and you can also see this little like pediment of decoration here, this like spine here too. What do they mean? You know, what do they mean? It's like, is the meaning of these just something we aren't really meant to know? Go behind them. Strange. Perhaps I'm looking at this too detailed, right? And the fact that we're going from place to place to place to place. It's a very just disjointed path. It's like even our paths are breaking up. And but the fact is we see them still as one continuous path. Like I didn't feel any disturbance in the force right there. It was just continuous for me, but like we've jumped from here to here, and well, what does that mean? I don't know. And oh, we are seeing a gradual shift in color, right? Because here, maybe I'm just tripping balls, but like, I remember it appeared like, or maybe, no, it's just everything's changing color at once, because it's rainbow. Okay, whatevs. Okay, but isn't that weird? Because in the regular levels, one color is designated to one level, right? If you're on one, if you're oriented one way, you have one color. If you're on a different plane, you have another color, but that doesn't really change. And those form the basis for the 6 levels, because each level is for one orientation. But like here, it's blended together, even though we're still on the blue level. Like the blue plane, it's not the blue plane, it's the rainbow plane now, yeah? And I do realize we saw this earlier, this plane, this wall, this cragged wall earlier. We saw it earlier, on an earlier level. What does this mean? It's like we caught a glimpse of infinity earlier on, and now we're coming into it for the full effect now, you know? Anyways, okay, we've come here. Now remember, we came here and we've experienced the gradual like disappearance of like material things. We went from these cramped rooms to like some limited scope of infinity to like a more expansive sort of infinity, and now we're like escaped the world altogether. We're like in space and void now, and everything's like gradually disappearing until it's just these paths and they're still disjointed. And yeah, we're just left here with one like final diving board off. So we're going completely into void. Now with that, what do we see? The fact that we're about to go completely into void without anything else. What does that mean? Well, first off, we see this is deteriorating as well. Everything, we're completely in void now. And what do we see? We see some source of darkness enveloping us. And it feels like we entered space the way it just like forms out of nowhere, right? It does feel like we're in space now. And that, I guess that's consistent, right? Void in space. There's stars everywhere, maybe. But I guess we're still under the influence of gravity. I don't know. There are plenty of what I see as stars. And it just went to black and it came out like this, right? And I can't move my mouse, man. I'm stuck in this position. And what we see are like architecture, right? We see what seems to be architecture. And why is that? Is it just the human mind conceiving of random stuff? Because it can't really comprehend infinity? I don't know. And we see the same texture we saw for that. Oh, and we see columns now. And everything's very shifty. It's very big. But what you see, like, what I'm reminded of is like the texture of that black coagulating, like, eject. And I feel like I'm seeing that texture. And then we're diving into here. We're still moving around, right? We're still moving around in silence. It's like LSD, we're hallucinating, but we're still moving around. It's like a lucid dream. Maybe. I'm not sure. I've never had one. And then it goes more nature. It's like shifting into what seems to be very abstract imagery. Very simplistic, I'd say. And very flowery too. It reminds me of flowers, you see? Petals and roots and what else. and then moves through the colors and moves through every color. And then we pivot, and then what now? And it seems to form. What I'm seeing are like these peaks or whatever. It's very textured this part. I don't know, man. And then we go here, and it's a very coagulating loop. And then it forms this, and it becomes. It seems to become more like ephemeral. Like it doesn't seem to be like merely rotating and shifting. It feels like it's the edges of it are like disappearing and appearing at will. And it stops there, and it changes a bit of color, and then what? It's still very flowery, this imagery. Can't get past that. It feels like we're rotating stuff in the fourth dimension. Like things are going inside out, things going back inside. Oh, and that outline. It's like collapsing in on itself, and then and what do these shapes mean? Oh, and then it goes back to that. And I guess that cube is symbolic of like our power, right? And then that's the ending. Strange. So what did we see? We see ourselves seemingly going into going from the void into some dark space area, and then it fades to black, and then we just emerge in this LSD dream, and then we're like shifting around into this liquid architecture space that's very complex, very like detailed, and then it gradually devolves into this more abstract or more like painterly image, much more sparse. It doesn't seem like there's like much architecture more than it is like flowering in nature, right? Because we don't see that sort of we don't see that curved nature here. It's very square now. Curves and like liquid and all this. Even the liquid that we see in the other rooms, it goes by angles, right? Like right angles. We can't put it in a circle. We don't see any circles. And yet here we're seeing curves and a very circle-oriented type of state. And then that continues, and then we seem to morph it, or it seems to morph by itself into this sphere that rotates and which is constantly shifting, and it's not really a perfect sphere. It's more like it's got these peaks and valleys, and it's like it's a very pointy sphere. I don't know if that's the right word or anything, but like what do we see? Like we see a pointy sphere and it rotates, and then it like stops for a second, and then it seems to go inside out, like we're in the fourth dimension, like we're rotating it in the fourth dimension, and then it like devolves again into this abstract shape that rotates around before it like consolidates into the shape of a cube. And what does that mean? I think it means like, because the cube is what we are using to like go through this world, to like shape the things around us. We can't really do anything else beyond that, right? We use the cube to redirect water. We use the cube to grow trees, right? We use it to activate gates. It's our instrument by which we go through the world and change the world, right? But what does that mean in terms of the ending, right? I don't know. Like, it's the complexity of the world devolving into a cube. Like, it's the infinite expanse. The architecture, the everything of this world, and it like devolves and devolves and devolves, like goes from this huge thing to this very, 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 very small cube. It's like a gradual like reduction in size, like we're squishing it down, squishing it down, squishing it down, before it becomes very abstract and becomes this cube. And what does this mean? It's like when we pick up a cube, we have the power of the universe in the palm of our hand. It's like that sort of ideal, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm like shitting bricks and going off the wrong end, but like that's the sort of thing I'm getting, right? I don't know. I'm just rambling, dude. I'm just rambling. I'm hyped up on energy drinks. Anyways, very cool. And I just thought of it like we were just in the void. We were like in empty space. And it was like we looked back because we're like, this is just outside the entire world, right? So it is kind of natural that like we're seeing everything, right? We just exited the world. We're in this very sparse void-like atmosphere, and we look back and we see the whole world in front of us, the whole world we just came from, and solved puzzles in. And it like maybe that's the whole architecture deal. Like maybe that's why we seem to close our eyes and end up in this huge architecture thing, because like maybe we were looking back and seeing the world, and in our mind we remember all the puzzles we did, and we in our desire for succinct um, metaphor, we like shrink it down until we can see it as a cube. We can see it as um, the the mechanism we use to influence the world as being the world itself in some sort of way. I don't know. I'm just going off the rails. Okay, before I like um, go sick again and lose my voice from how much I'm blabbering, let's. I think that's enough analysis of the ending. But let's see. I'm drawn to the Talos principle because it is a puzzle game, maybe, I think. But it's very unique. See, you've got this futuristic thing combined with a more ancient atmosphere. It's like we're in Greek ruins and this Greek statue here, and there's these um I don't know, this column here, these columns. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't get much from this initial image, and I guess that's a good thing. But I guess the letters also tell me there's something about um Greek, or at least I don't know what these are called. Like I don't know what alphabet these letters are from, but like something from ancient Greece, ancient Rome, something like that, you know? All right. All right. This is what I'm choosing. Let's see how far we can get. How much have we gotten so far? We've done about 40 minutes or so of vlogging. We should be able to get like half an hour, 20 minutes in before we call it a day here. We're still in good battery shape. We're in 62%. Nice. Over halfway in, and we're still over half battery. That's a good sign. Um, the slowness in which it is um downloading is kind of what's the word? What's the word? Um, distressing. Maybe it's because of the fact that I'm recording a vlog. Um, oh, it's at 12%. Maybe. Let's wait. See if it quickens up. Um, but after this, I'm gonna do puzzle, and then I'm gonna do Um, and I'm gonna do work. Not like literal work, working for someone else, but like doing chemistry work, doing like I've been I've been reading lots of chemistry papers, right? For no discernible reason. Let's look at this. Les cieux ne suffisent pas. Soulever une étoile. So something about a star. Soulever. Lever is lift, I guess. I remember. Soulever. Underlift. Raise. Something like raise? Because it's under and lift, right? I'm thinking like raise, because you're like under, maybe? I'm not sure. Raise a star, like put a star in the sky, maybe? Um, persistence extreme détecté. Essayer, échouer. Something about trying again a lot of times. Laissez votre marque, dire aux autres. Something about like writing something, right? Right? I don't know, it's very general. I don't really get much from these. Terre sacrée, Timur de messenger. Are those coffins in the icon? Um, Probably a graveyard or something. Maybe called it Don't throw an opportunity, maybe like pursuing all the opportunities you can like get. Know your limits, accept the. I guess maybe that's some kind of end game thing. The wisdom of God. Elohim. Is this going to involve some kind of religion? Maybe Judaism or some other Abrahamic religion? I don't know. I don't know my theological terms, but I do recognize Elohim as being something referring to the hero god, right? Where does that come in? I'm more intrigued now. Maybe I think this has done a good. This has been good in like piquing my interest, making me more want to play the game now. And they get this solipsism. Get everything by yourself, implying that there's a possibility that you don't get everything by yourself. Okay, why did I get two notifications? Strange. Okay. Jouer, Audible. I'm just gonna do this one. I don't know what the rest are. Execution du script installation. Microsoft DirectX. I don't know what that is. Strange. Very strange. The fact that it's got like 40 achievements. I wonder what the achievements for Manifold Garden are. I have 21 out of 25. Terminate tous les niveaux. Hmm? Finish all the levels. Strange. There are levels we haven't completed. Qu'est-ce que tout cela signifie? Get all the successes? Strange. Very strange. And two of them are still hidden. Strange. Very strange. And they seem strange. Honey, I've. What is that? Retraced my apple? Maybe I'm translating that wrong. Oh, we're in. We're in. Welcome to the Talos Principle. Very different atmosphere too, especially given the loading screen. Oh, 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 oh. It was very old school, these logos. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But this does seem very old school, especially that title screen. Something like Lord of the Rings, like early 2000s. Oh my. Okay. Nice bit of censoring there, right? Convenient censoring. Leans very hard on this kind of fresco type thing. Like Vesuvius, maybe. I remember the Pantheon had very lots of friezes and metopes, triglyphs in its roof. Yeah, very cool. And you still see that ring of columns in what is like this little like space here. It feels like Vesuvius, honestly. It feels like where's this house in Vesuvius? What is it like? I forget the name, but I remember seeing something that resembled this. Anyways, enough dilly dallying. What am I doing? Strange. Look at this line that comes off of it. Oh, and this thing here. Bonus. Success pack workshop program test. Wow. Okay. What a select screen. Dang. Nice. This feels very futuristic, this thing. It's like touchscreeny. And yet, what it seems to imply is that it's going back thousands of years. And yet the select screen is in the future. What's going on? And this is also in the future. This kind of, well, it's like present now, but like in terms of the past, it's pretty much very futuristic, you know? Especially since we're seeing it. It's like we're the machine, right? Oh, and look at that, I just predicted it. Ha ha ha. Okay. Oh, we just came off.
Te voici, mon enfant. Tu es issu de la poussière et marche en mon jardin.
Okay.
Entends ma voix et sache que je suis ton
Hear my
créateur
voice and know that
et que mon nom est Elohim.
and that my name is
Cherche-moi dans mon temple
Search for
pour
me
prouver ta valeur.
to prove your value or something to that effect. Okay. Very nice, very nice. This reminds me of the beginning to what is it? What is that game? Chance of Senna. Because in that game too, we opened to waking up from this bed, and it's revealed too that we are spoilers. We are creations of not the god in this case, but some people, right? And you know, in both games we end up here in this like temple thing. That's obviously seems to have been abandoned or something to that effect. Anyways, very different atmosphere. It's very photorealistic too. I do it like these. Look at these snakes on the ground. And look at this. Centaur. These are centaur? And this is a bull? I know. And what about these walls? Apparently there's decoration on the walls too, or maybe it's just erosion. Or just stare at the sun, like blind myself. I just bump into this. I have a, what is this? A hit marker, or cross. I have this, which is like usually used to aim. Am I gonna shoot at things? Look at this. When I when I strafe left or right, my cam kind of tilts for a brief second. Kind of tilts. You see that? Very strange. Very different feel. I do like the frescoes here too. And oh yes, shift is also used for running here. And this is the intro scene. This is what they showed us in like when it was loading. Look at this. It's clear they're very interested in realism here. Any other controls here that I should know about? Control? No, doesn't do anything. Okay. Strange how in Minecraft control makes you run, but like here shift makes you run. Strange. That I kind of recognize as being what is it? The markets of Trajan. I'm like kind of reminded of that from like its curvature, but I'm not sure. And I do love the pediment. I love myself a good pediment. Okay, got some red brick in here. Lots of red brick. This little space here. Of course. What is this space used for? Oh, there's a statue here. Oh. I'd love to be in this kind of space with like history surrounding me. Okay, let's go here first. What is this? What is this? Is this an enemy? Okay, we gotta... Oh, I see, we gotta place this. Oh, I see now. Okay. I didn't get to see what would happen if I stepped in the blue thing. Alright. Wait a minute, let's go back there. I want to see this. Yeah, I think it is. Due to some effect, the market's a Trajan. Maybe, I'm not sure. I need a better vantage point. Anyways, can I jump? Oh, I can't jump. Very nice. Unfortunately, everything just wants to push me off. Stupid physics. Why are they brick though? Strange. Well, okay. Okay, so there are enemies in this game, apparently. They look very much like enemies. How how do I defeat them? Do I gotta punch them? Is that why this hit marker's here? Oh, this is that kind of art style where like you reveal the body through like look here. Yeah, that doesn't do anything, does it? I see. Okay. Looks good. Does that mean I'm able to... So it's stunned now, to some effect, yeah. I can just go around it. Good. Well done. They're not gonna wake up, are they? I hope not.
Partout sur cette terre, j'ai créé des épreuves auxquelles tu devras te soumettre. Et au cœur de chacune, j'ai caché un sigil. Ton but est de retrouver ces sigils, car ainsi tu serviras les générations à venir et accéderas à la vie éternelle.
Okay. So you need to get eternal life? I guess I just saw that last part. Enemies here, aren't they? Nope. Interesting. I find myself in a world of impossible architecture, and I guess with inexplainable machines. I did not get to understand their function, and I hesitate to set foot in the other, like, out of fear of going past some kind of barrier, or like, I don't know. My French is rusty, dude. Okay. Looks good so far. I assume this is the first level, and we gotta complete that guy, that guy, that guy, and that guy. I assume that's what we gotta do, right? What does this sign say? Huh? Okay, strange. Oh, and there's... Huh? Strange. There's that. Strange. And there's this. Very strange. Okay. I'm gonna leave this till my future self. Does this mean? Oh, the achievements, I see. Options. Sweet. Okay. Ooh, no, that's wiping your progress. Okay. Can I... Oh, that just goes back. I see. Can I just... Is there any way to, like, get out? I just want to get out. Um... Cringe. Alright, I'll just do this. And I hope it saves my progress. Um... Alright. Okay, how much did we do? Just over an hour, okay. It's just my mom's home, and that creates all sorts of problems. So I'm gonna end it here, yo. Ain't that cool? Alright.